What's going on YouTube? This is Deluxe from ConsoleWarzone.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the PDP Afterglow AX.1, which is an Xbox 360 wired controller. Before I get into the review, I want to tell you why I actually picked this controller up. As you know, I'm into competitive gaming, and any tournament or LAN event you would go to requires that you have a wired controller for 360. I've been using the Microsoft controller for quite some time now. I don't have any problems with it. I actually like it. But, you know, I'm willing to try out other third-party controllers, although I am skeptical. So, without further ado, let's get right into the review. Alright, as you can see, here it is. The box is a little torn up. Doesn't look exactly how it looks when it's in the store, because I had to open it, obviously. The one side, black box with the art on there. It says license for Xbox 360 on the bottom. The other side will look something like this, which is a clear box. Shows you the controller before you actually buy it. The cord comes wrapped in a wire wrap, which I obviously tore that up too. So, first thing you'll notice here is why it's called the Afterglow is because it's a clear controller with LEDs inside of it that will actually light up and glow. The other thing you might notice is the price point on the box. You can get this at GameStop right now for $29.99. You can probably get it online for a little bit cheaper, maybe in the $26, $27 range, which is a fairly good price for an Xbox 360 controller. Which is another reason why I was willing to check this one out. So, I'm going to open the box now, which I've already done, obviously, to try it out. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on the controller. So here we go. Comes with a nice long cord. I think it's a 9-foot cord. When you first feel the controller, you'll see the shape of it is very similar to the Xbox 360 official controller. The buttons feel very similar, if not the same, to the standard controller. The bumpers feel maybe a little bit looser, but fairly good. Same thing with the triggers. The triggers feel about the same as the Microsoft controller. The one thing you'll notice when you feel in the controller is the analog sticks do feel a little bit different, so you'll definitely notice that when picking this up for the first time. So, the LEDs. The one thing which, like I said, I wasn't buying this controller for the LEDs. I'm not really into that, but I saw that there was a feature on the back where you can turn it off, so where it wouldn't light up, which is what I actually opted to do, because I'm not, you know, I'm looking for performance, not really looking for the glamour and the lights, whatnot. So, I was happy to put an off button on the back for the LEDs if you don't want to use them. So, alright, let me break down, I guess I'll break this down by parts. Alright. Bumpers and triggers. Didn't have a problem with them. The bumpers are a little bit looser, I think, than the Microsoft controller, but they still didn't give me any problems. I wasn't having any issues with them. Same thing with the buttons. They feel pretty good, pretty solid. Almost the same, if not the same as the regular controller, which I don't have a problem with. So the buttons, I would say, are definitely quality as well. The D-pad, which has been much talked about on the Microsoft controller, about having a pretty bad D-pad. This is about on par with it. It's not great. Maybe a tiny bit improvement, if at all. I wouldn't say it's a big noticeable difference for a lot of people. Trying it out in Street Fighter, it's about on par with the circular D-pad of the other controller, because this one does have a circular D-pad as well. It's just, if you can see, it looks to be raised a little bit more, I think, which could have been a good thing, but you know, they did what they can do. The start and select buttons are in a kind of different place. If you can see, they're not as low as they usually are. They're kind of up here, which is actually kind of convenient because, you know, if you want to check the scoreboard, you can keep your thumb on there anyway. But it feels a little bit more like they're placed in a better place on this controller. So overall, everything was looking good. You know, the buttons were feeling good, the bumpers, you know, whatnot. I'm like, all right, you know, $30, pretty decent buy. But as you know, there has to be a deal breaker here, and I'm coming down to the most important part for me because I love shooting games, the analog sticks. So, the analog sticks, they look similar to the original Xbox controller analog sticks. They look, I mean, I don't know if they're the same or not, but they look very similar. They feel a little bit looser when you feel them at first without trying them out. And for those of you out there who know what slow turn controllers are for the Xbox 360, I tested this one out with Slow Turn Checker, which is an arcade game you can download. No signs of slow turn on this controller. I checked it on my computer as well. Didn't come up slow turn also. So for the Halo people out there, I thought that was really good. But the only problem is the analog sticks, they just don't feel or work right. And what I mean by is There's no slow turn, but when playing shooter games, I was having a lot of trouble with precise, accurate shots, whereas I wasn't having that trouble with my Microsoft controller. It just seems that the speed of the sticks, at some points, it's really fast, and some points it's a little bit slower, and it's kind of wonky and all over the place. It's really hard to get, like I said, accurate shots with this. It just overall didn't feel right. It didn't feel solid. I didn't feel, after trying it out for a little while, I didn't feel confident in that I could hit all my shots, where before I was already hitting shots. I'm just looking for an improvement, if any. So, definitely a big downfall for me, a deal breaker for me. I would not be using this controller for that reason. If not for the analog sticks being so bad, I would say this is a great buy at $29.99. But since the analog sticks just don't feel right, they're very hard to get accurate with them, I have to say this is a no buy for me, and probably for a lot of you out there. If you're looking to use it just for the D-pad, I guess, or just to have another controller, I guess it's not too bad of a buy. But anybody looking to play seriously with this and accurate shooting and maybe competitive gamers out there, definitely read the reviews about this before you buy it and listen to what I'm saying, because I'm not making it up, I don't think. And if you had a similar experience, you can post it up here. If you have one of these controllers and actually you feel differently, let me know. Maybe I have a faulty controller. It's always possible to have one in the batch be faulty. But right now, it's a no buy. Oh yeah, one more thing, which is not really a big deal for me, but headset port in the bottom, it's not compatible with the old 360 mics. If you still have one of those, it's only compatible with the new one. So another thing to watch if you have an old headset and you want to plug it in. So like I said, this is the PDP, which stands for Performance Design Products. GameStop, $29.99. If you want to pick it up, do a review of it, let me know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see your thoughts on this controller. I'm not going to show you the lights right now on it because I don't feel it's necessary, but if you do want to see it, I guess I can make another video. And that's it. This is Deluxe from ConsoleWarzone.com. Please check out my website, upcoming tournaments, online tournaments, LAN events. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, and I'll be around. So thanks a lot, guys. Hello, good.